Vibe Astrology.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Jeanette here with Kim, and today we're looking at North Nodes to discover our true path that leads to our greatest fulfillment and joy. This sounds exciting, Kim.
It is exciting. The nodes are basically an imaginary point where the moon rises and sets over the ecliptic, the imaginary path of the sun around the earth. Here's your metaphor for the north and south nodes. You're about to take a trip, going to be a long one. You pack your favorite things, but you leave a lot of room in that bag that you've packed for acquiring things as you go. And the idea is that suitcase is representing a wholeness or sense of completion of yourself. It's not about getting perfect or getting things right. It's about being authentic and being whole. Most importantly, it's about alignment with Source. Jeanette, can you speak a bit about the idea of Source and the alignment with it? This is an Abraham concept.
It is, and I might be using Abraham words, but I think no matter who's listening, what their spiritual or religious discipline or studies have been, you'll recognize Source energy is where we all originated. We are part of it. It is part of us. And when we align with it, we're feeling our most truest self.
So that means all the familiar things that you have in the South Node and everything that you're acquiring on the way that you're moving towards in the North, creating this beautiful alignment with Source. And I think that whenever we feel confused, off the path, we don't know what the next step is, we don't feel things are right, there's a lot of things we can look at in the chart, but one way that we can get relief and find alignment is to go to that North-South node dynamic.
Well, let me see if I've got this right. By studying the North Node, we can gain clarity about how we will find, achieve, or experience our greatest alignment with Source or our greatest fulfillment of our self with a capital S.
It's a snowball like a comet going out into space, and as it goes, it's rolling and it's gathering things to it. It's gathering, it's becoming bigger and bigger. And what it's gathering up is everything in your chart, and it's shooting you to Source. It's a dynamic of a little time restoring and recovering and recuperating in the South Node, then moving forward some more steps into the North. One other thing I want to say about the nodes is they often show up in life as people. For example, I've got South Node in Cancer and North Node in Capricorn. They're always the exact same degree in oppositions. And people with a strong Cancer in them, it always seems like I've got something to give them. They always need something from me, and I'm helping them, and I'm supporting them. And conversely, I find Capricorn people often are taking me into new worlds. So think about your North and South nodes also as people that you attract into your life. And always remember, like attracts like. People out there representing this part of yourself. So North Node in Aries, or the first house, what we have to do is follow it back to the South Node and look at what we have packed in our suitcase. Where are we coming from? We're coming from a sense of connection, a sense of sharing, a sense of collaboration. That's something we're really good at. We know how to collaborate. And it doesn't mean we don't do this anymore, but it does mean that now we are moving towards a more independent, trailblazing, you know, all the metaphors for Aries. So that first seventh house is a balanced dynamic. How do I have relationships and the comfort and nurturing of relationships and stand on my own 2 feet, make my own decisions, move forward and lead the way without waiting for approval or someone else's acceptance.
So if I am doing a good job of honoring the balance between what I see, if I had North Node in the first house and South in the seventh, then that's going to help me be most myself. Like, that's going to help me with my alignment with who I really am.
So let's flip them. What if the South Node was in the first house or in Aries and the North Node is in the seventh house and in Libra? We can reverse that dynamic. So what is familiar is, hey, me first, my way. I do it on my own. It's better when I do it myself. But where are we going? We're going towards, okay, collaboration. It's the same kind of dynamic. How do you be yourself and share with others? And it's finding that balance. But the urge towards relationship is very strong. So if you've got North Node in the seventh house or North Node in Libra, and you are ignoring relationships, if you're saying, no, I'm going to do this on my own, partnerships don't really work for me, you're missing out on a huge, huge pathway to your own well-being, because your sense of purpose is going to be in creating this balanced dynamic. Does that help to flip it like that and look at it?
It does.
Yeah. Okay.